Hey, let's take a few minutes and talk about adverse action notices, loan denials, withdrawals, notice of incompleteness. Hi, this is Dave Dickinson with Bankers Compliance Consulting, and I like to say when it comes to this topic that everybody gets a piece of paper. For instance, if you say yes to them, they're going to get a loan, a note. If you say no to them, they're going to get an adverse action notice, and everybody's up on those two. It's the next several here that I want to concentrate on. What if you say, no, I can't do this, but I could do that, a counteroffer, and they accept it? Then they're going to get a loan from you. We're back to number one, a piece of paper. But what if they don't accept it? Then you're going to send them an adverse action notice. Again, not too complicated here so far. It's this next one, incomplete notices. Now, often these are done verbally. The loan officer is counteroffering or saying, I need this information from the customer, and so either the counteroffer is incomplete. We do those verbal, great. But if they don't respond to your need for more information, this notice of incompleteness that is verbal, the regulation says you either have to send them denial or you have to send them a notice of incompleteness, a piece of paper in either case. Now, that works really well with my everybody gets a piece of paper. There are a couple exceptions, but they're not always well understood. And they are an express withdrawal from the consumer, saying, or customer I should say, not consumer, saying, I do not wish to do this anymore. The absence of information from the customer is not a withdrawal. So a lot of loan officers see, well, I asked them to bring in their tax returns, they didn't, so I haven't heard from them, I'm going to consider it withdrawn. No, again, notice of incompleteness must be mailed or denial. Express withdrawal, where they say forget it, then we don't have to send them anything. And the other one comes up very rarely, but it's fully approved, and then they just don't show up to the closing table. They don't play anymore, if you will. So everybody gets a piece of paper. Yeah, there's a couple exceptions to this, but I think this rule might help you understand this regulation and help you train your loan officers better on this. That's exactly the kind of thing we're going to talk about on June 18th for 2 hours. We're going to get into the weeds on all the different types of scenarios. So you need to have a full understanding of what applications are, and now you're not able to do the loan, your adverse action, withdrawal, etc. And this is an area that examiners commonly beat up because loan officers don't fully understand all the time what a withdrawal is versus incompletes, things like that. So join me again, Dave Dickinson with Bankers Compliance Consulting on June 18th. We're going to take this complicated area and we're going to turn it into plain English.